If we were Penn State linebacker Curtis Jacobs' advisors, which, full disclosure, we're not, the storyline we'd spin for NFL decision makers is that the former blue chip prospect's selflessness kept him from being a star in college. That's not to say Jacobs was a bust in blue and white. Far from it. As a 3-year starter, Jacobs piloted defenses that were so overwhelming, so destructive, so unstoppable, so, pick your adjective, that both of his coordinators, Brent Pry and Manny Diaz, landed Power 5 head coaching jobs. Jacobs never led the Nittany Lions in any individual statistical category, but he definitely produced, boxing up 24 career tackles for loss, 9.5 sacks, and 2 interceptions as he leaves Happy Valley Saturdays in the rear view for NFL Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, occasional Fridays, mid-December Saturdays, and Christmas Wednesdays. But the problem for Jacobs, and really any Penn State linebacker tagged as a 5-star recruit out of high school, is that the bar is now set at them becoming the next Micah Parsons. And, as you likely surmised from Jacobs' draft slot, he never really reached that bar, although, for a moment, it trended like he might. After cameoing for a few snaps in a throwaway COVID freshman campaign, Jacobs finally fueled up the hype train a year later. As Penn State's strongside linebacker, Jacobs expertly straddled the line between run and pass responsibilities, showing off world-class sideline-to-sideline range, a knack for hunting down quarterbacks who held the ball for an extra second, and surprising physicality in tight quarters for a guy constantly fighting to keep his weight above 230 pounds. All of which got Penn State's coaches to hypothesize, man, if Jacobs is this proficient operating from distance with an unobstructed view of opposing backfields, just imagine the chaos he'll drum up closer to the clutter as a weak side linebacker, just like Micah Parsons did. In theory, the position switch made total sense. In practice, though, Jacobs at the will just wasn't a match. Positioned in cloudier confines, Jacobs' instincts as a box linebacker suffered a slight lag, which nullified his numerous God-given gifts. Jacobs struggled trusting his eyes and deciphering run concepts before blockers reached the second level. And as a blitzer through the mess, he just didn't possess the explosive play strength to bust through interference. All of which is to say, for a fast defender, he didn't play like a fast defender lined up closer to the ball. By early November 2022, coaches essentially relegated Jacobs back to strongside linebacker, choosing to put freshman All-American Abdul Carter, the next Micah Parsons, at will instead. To his credit, Jacobs didn't pout, didn't get annoyingly cryptic on social media, and didn't transfer. He just swallowed his pride and played selfless high-level football back at the SAM. The unfortunate reality for Jacobs, though, is that strong side/coverage linebackers in the NFL are an outdated, endangered species, teetering on the brink of extinction in lieu of hybrid big nickels with corny position names like Star, Viper, Spur, and Husky. Fully aware of this predicament, Jacobs swallowed an entire GNC store prior to Penn State's pro day, eclipsing 240 pounds, which is a weight he never reached in college. I know it's hard to tell here because of this goofball's head blocking the picture, so just trust us. Jacobs purposely showed up swole AF, knowing the best route towards landing a 53-man roster spot or a place on the practice squad is to convince NFL teams to either reconsider him at the will or experiment moving him to the mic.